Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. In a way for the last time, although you'll actually see several Haylett videos coming out still over the next couple weeks. More on that in a minute. Today is effectively the big day. This is the day where things are effectively finalized. Everything is complete, and after this we become a Bishs RV store. Now I've been rolling out a series of videos talking about the changes that might be coming and the transitions and things like that. And as we are now getting closer to that becoming a real true reality and I have better visibility of exactly what things are going to be transpiring, I wanted to keep this dialogue open so that you folks had an idea what was going on, what to expect. Because like I had an interesting experience just this last week. The local car wash changed hands, and all of a sudden, like, I have a 1-year membership that I spent a bunch of money on to go to the car wash, get all the Michigan road salts cleaned off my car, and I pull up and suddenly there's a new sign on the front, and I'm sitting here thinking, is my membership that I spent all that money on now invalid or anything like that? And I don't want you guys to have those kind of questions. I want this to be open. I want you to understand what's happening, give you that information so that you've been with us all this way. You can continue with us along the way. So I want to kind of cover some things that are going to happen very quickly, virtually immediately over the next couple days, and then some things that you will kind of start to see rolling out over the next couple months. So first, all of our employees here are actually going to enjoy an extended New Year's break, although that is due largely in part to just some weird things with the state of Michigan and local governments and licensing. So, we have to have a business license to operate here at Haylett RV. This is the kind of transparency I'm willing to offer you guys, telling you some really, what's happening behind the scenes stuff here. Anyway, we have to have a license to operate here. In the state of Michigan, 2 businesses cannot have a license to operate the same business, nor can one business operate and manage on behalf of the other. That's actually not a problem in most states. Now, at the same time, it's basically just paperwork shuffling, and we had all this paperwork sent into the state of Michigan a long time ago, and they just didn't process it. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why our initial target December 14th changeover date did not occur. It got pushed back a couple weeks because the Michigan clerks finally went, I guess we should start working on that paperwork, huh? They sounded a little bit like they're from up north, Derry, but anyway. So basically there's an order of operations that has to happen here that's precipitating the fact that we're going to be out of the office for a couple days. But I tell you, if it's ever going to happen, the week between Christmas and New Year's, which this is purgatory time. You guys ever notice, it's like, yes, Christmas, and then yes, New Year, but in between you're like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, you're in this gray fugue haze. But what happens here is effectively Haylett RV surrenders its business license, then the state of Michigan finalizes the Bishs RV license, which by the time that's done, it's going to be basically New Year's anyway. So we said, okay, look, here's what we're going to do. Our staff worked really hard. We have to be out of the office for at least one day, and then we'd be back in the office one day and then have a New Year's break. That's kind of stupid. Everyone's worked real hard. We've got a lot of big, exciting, fun stuff and some hard work ahead of us as we transition through, certainly. How about everybody just take 4 days off, really go home, rest, recharge your batteries, be with your family, really enjoy that time. And then when we come back January 3rd, the first Monday there in January, we'll be Bishs RV, we'll be up, we'll be rocking, we'll be rolling, and we're going to have, like I said, our hands full as we truly begin our actual transition from Haylett RV to Bish RV staff members. Now, all that stuff is really kind of for us to handle behind the scenes. Something you're going to see almost immediately is our website's going to change. And understand, it will initially break some things that both we kind of expect and use and rely on every day, as well as things that you're used to seeing and can have come to expect and rely on. And here's what I mean. Basically, anything anything that went to HaylettRV.com or HaylettAuto.com or any of the domains that we own will direct you to the Bishs website probably starting like tomorrow or something like that, very quickly. Along the way, what that means is a lot of things. So the tech teams behind the scenes will be working on importing our Haylett RV inventory into the Bish RV website. So initially, if you check our website like right now as I'm recording this, those pieces of inventory, I don't know if they will initially populate on the Bish's website or if that will take a little bit of time. It's one of those things where we have plans in place to try to make it so that they do that. But I tell you what, as a guy who has, actually my training is, I have a bachelor's in computer science. I learned a long time ago, never approach a computer and say, I'll just do this real quick. It's just a surefire recipe for disaster, and considering it's coming up to a holiday, you know, there's some people already had like, tech type people that already had like days scheduled off and things like that. You know, it's going to be tricky. This will also break our like communication systems, in that what we use to capture customer inquiries from our website to a slight degree. So normally what would happen here is, like, if you jumped on our website and like that Freedom Express right there, if you hit the call me on that one button or whatever, you know, that will go straight to a one of our staff members here, and someone can try to call you as quickly as possible. In the interim, that will actually be delivered to like a sales manager, who will then have to manually distribute it out. So there's going to be a brief period here of a week or two or something like that, where you know, we will be a little bit slower in our ability to return contact to you. Now, again, it's the turn of the calendar year, the holiday, New Year's here. It's not like it's the middle of June when everyone's like, I want to camp tomorrow. So if there's ever going to be a time that this is going to happen, it was probably, this would be the best time it could possibly happen. But in the meantime, you know, guys, gotta ask a little bit of patience from you. Now, the one that just made me go, oh, this is a necessary thing. You know, we're making an omelet, but we got to break some eggs. You know, all those handy links in the video description that I've left you folks for years? Well, yeah, those are going to break as well. And that is one that, as the person who hand moderates and hand curates every single comment that comes through this YouTube channel that you're watching right now, where I'm going to remain, that is one that I'm thinking about going, oh, this is gonna suck for a little bit, but it'll roll off, it'll get better. I will plan on going through, like, say, any of the 2022 models or anything, say, like a current generation, as it were, and updating those links to redirect you to an appropriate, you know, search result or whatever on the Bish's website. I won't be doing that immediately, and I'll explain why in just a minute. And in case you're wondering, if I keep looking down, I don't normally do this, but I actually made myself some notes this time, because I want to make sure that I'm trying to catch as many questions proactively as I possibly could. Hopefully this helps. And a lot of these are questions people have asked that are rolling into this video. So what I just discussed, like with the website changing and things like that, that's what will be immediately, obviously visible to you folks. But what can you expect there, nailed it, first try, moving into this coming year? Well, speaking of these videos, ironically, I've been so backlogged, I actually have about 2 weeks of Haylett RV videos already scheduled to release. So there's actually going to be a little bit of a period here where I'm still, hey, Josh, the RV nerd at Haylett RV. And I guarantee you, it's not if, but when. One of these times I'm gonna be like, hey guys, Josh here at, Bish, where am I? What's my name? Like, I'm guarantee you I'm going to screw that up, but neither here nor there. So keep in mind, during that time, this channel's name will change. Again, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be here doing these videos, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I just might have on a different hat and a different shirt. No big deal. The channel name will change, and then you'll see some Bish RV videos, some Haylett RV videos, and then eventually it'll just transition, phase over into Bish's stuff. So don't get confused by that. It's not, oh, did the deal fall through? Did it not? No, it's happening. Okay, it's happening. Don't worry about that. Now, moving forward, the reason I'm not immediately updating our links on the existing YouTube videos is because, coincidentally, completely separate from any of the Haylett Bish purchase interaction. Bishs is also launching a brand new website. So for a brief period, our inventory will port into the existing Bishs website. Then the entire Bishs website is going to change again. Now, I just flat out do not have the time and the ability to go through a lot of videos and manually update that many backlinks to our website. There's no automated way to do it. It's just something that is going to have to require me clicking through every video individually, copy, pasting, replacing a lot of links. I need to do that once, not twice. So there's going to be a little bit of a period there before the new Bishs website launches that you're going to click on a link and it's not going to direct you specifically to the RV that was featured in that video. That will get better with time. Again, like the message I'm going to have here a lot of times is give us, you know, a little bit of patience. And then completely unrelated to video stuff, we'll start seeing some new uniforms for our staff members. I put a post out yesterday. The old hat's gonna be retired here. Keep her at home. You know, we've seen far too much for me to let go of this thing. And a lot of people have asked, hey, can I get one of those hats? This is only one of two of a kind, and you can't even get the base hat that we had embroidered anymore. So no, I'm sorry. And for those who have asked, could I, you know, get a Haylett shirt or hat or something like that before you're all out? We never really did a lot of merch. We had some hats, but those were exhausted at the beginning of December. And our uniform supplier basically said, well, we can get you some in January. Well, that doesn't do us a heck of a lot of good. So as much as I would like to, the folks who have asked, I just don't have like a hat or something I could send you. I would really like to. I think that'd be a really neat thing, but we don't have that. Additionally, talking about the changing of faces, the whole building is going to get a bit of a facelift. We're going to obviously see some new signage, but also the interior design of the building is going to be completely revamped. And actually, I'm really excited about that. Having visited a Bishs store, it's a very different experience. Like in here, we have that very traditional, you come in, there's cubicles, you sit down across from the desk and you talk to the person and blah, blah, blah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what people sort of expect. The Bishs stores are far more laid back. It's all wide open. It's all very different. It's just very warm and welcoming because it's just camping, man. You know, we'll have like a nice little convenience bar, snack station basically, where somebody's waiting on assistance or hitching or parts or something like that. Like they can sit down and get a snack for the kids to kind of occupy them a little bit, get a bottle of water, Gatorade, or whatever we happen to have over there. And that's stuff that we just provide for the customers. So that's a neat new thing that I'm really excited to see introduced here. And when that's done, I'm so excited about that. I'll probably put a little notice or video update just showing you the way the inside of the building is updated. Because I think when you see what Bishs is doing with this store, I think you'll understand why I'm so excited for this. So what about our lineup? A lot of people ask, "What, Josh? What about the brands of RVs? Are you guys dropping anything?" No. Every brand that we carry currently at this store will be preserved. Everything will stay here. A lot of people really asked specifically about the new Embers. Like, it's really cool to see the excitement that people have had about those. Yes, Ember, Jayco, Cherokee, anything that we have here right now, 100% staying. The Montanas, the Cougars, the Rockwoods, all those things. We may see some new things in the store, and that's something else I don't think a lot of people realize when you're working with a multi-store group like Bishs RV. Each individual store still has a specific lineup that it carries. Now, as an organization, there is very, very little that Bishs cannot offer you. Each individual store basically has specific, for lack of a better phrase, almost like franchise agreements, but agreements with manufacturers. We will be able to represent and sell these brands at these stores. Now, a lot of people have asked, what about, a lot of questions about, like, what about Grand Design? What about Alliance? What about these things? Can you get those for us? The short answer is yes. The long answer is, I don't know how that works yet. If that ain't honest, I don't know what is. I don't know yet, but I will find out. And actually, that is a topic I will probably make a specific video on, because again, my goal here is to benefit no longer just one store, but an entire group of stores across the nation and expanding, you know? There's definitely some areas people said, what, you don't like the Southeast, you don't like the Southwest? Just haven't got there yet. I'm sure in time you will see Bish's continue to expand further. Where? I don't know yet. I'm not in the loop on that yet. I'll probably try to make that information known as it becomes available. So speaking of new things, what about motorized? I've been getting this question a lot. Josh, you're gonna start getting, you know, Class A's, B's, C's, whatever, motorhomes into that store. Right? A lot of people don't realize, like, yes, this store has absolutely, without question, been dominated by towable RVs. We are technically a Jayco motorized dealer out of this facility, but I totally understand why a lot of people don't know that, because we've really only had a token representation of those here at this facility. And over this past year and a half, we haven't seen any come in. So any new viewers to our channel just naturally assume we don't handle motorized here. That's not necessarily the case, but again, I get how you say that. I don't know, like, I don't want to speak out of turn here. Again, there's going to be a couple new additions to our lineup. Like, again, we're a very towable heavy dealer. There are some holes in our lineup, like, absolutely, admittedly, we are a little weak in toy haulers here. So it's very likely that we might see one or two new names there. But overall, we have a pretty healthy lineup at this store. We have some really top alpha brands at this location. And other than just kind of plugging a couple little Swiss cheese holes, I don't see any major shakeups there. The other trick with us doing motorized out of this location is historically we've really just lacked the facilities and the training to be able to take care of motorized customers properly. And that is one of the major benefits that I'm really excited about with the Bish's team. It's not just expanded opportunities, but expanded staffing. And I've talked about this in a little bit in some of the previous updates, but if it's your first time, you might be wondering, what about your existing staff members? Every single Haylett employee has a position as we become a Bish's RV store. Only one employee made the choice to not join us through the transition. And I respect that. That's fine. I don't harbor any sort of ill will towards something like that. We all have our life experiences. We all have things that we're okay with, not okay with, and it didn't feel right to that person. I've always said I'd rather love somebody out of here than hate them in here, if that makes any sort of sense. Short of that, not only is every employee staying, but we're expanding staffing. Because one of the things is it's not like I've heard some people say, oh, you're going big corporate. Yeah, I get it. Bish's is bigger. Yes, they're corporate. Haylett RV was corporate, but yeah, they're bigger. I get how maybe it reads and feels differently. Every store needs to maintain its personnel and staffing as much as possible. Bish's doesn't have like a takeover team. There's not like a group of people that they fly in here to start running the store or something like that. Yeah, we'll have a new GM, but that's because my dad's retiring. You can't not have the guy at the top of the food chain in a store, you know? And actually, it's something I really want to do a better job of moving forward. Is on this channel, you've seen my stupid fat face quite a bit. And I have a very self-deprecating sense of humor, obviously. But, I mean, my face is not that fat. Stupid, maybe. But I'm going to try to work on introducing you to more of the staff members here. And I tell you, one of the things I am personally most jazzed about, you want to talk about introductions? I cannot wait until I finally have the opportunity to start showcasing some new blood on this channel. You know, it's like you've seen a lot of the same, say, Jaycos and Cougars and Rockwoods on this channel, and they're great. They're awesome. They do some very nice things for sure. But you see a lot of the same RVs year after year, and I don't mind sharing the updates and whatnot, but I do feel sometimes like I'm being a little bit repetitive and superfluous. And the fact that folks continue to tune in and watch me making a fool of myself on camera like this is just extremely humbling and whatnot. But moving forward, initially I'll really still be kind of tied down to this facility pretty darn heavily because I wear a lot of hats, and some of the things that I do will roll off onto other or new staff members in time. But I will eventually start doing some traveling. I'll let you guys know, like, hey, I'm gonna be back in Meridian, Idaho on such and such dates. Maybe I'll have a chance to meet more of you folks and actually put faces to names, which is really exciting for me. But things like this, I will actually have more opportunities to start covering new and different brands other than just what has been on the grounds here at this facility. And again, there's going to be virtually nothing in the RV world that I won't have some level of direct access to. And I tell you, if I get to the point that I've exhausted all of those options after all the years, at that point, folks, I might hang up my spurs, because I think at that point, we won. So in the meantime, as all this is happening, here's what I need from you folks. I need to ask a favor of you. I need your time, your patience, and your understanding. We need your time, patience, and understanding, not just me. I've been trying to think of a good analogy for what's about to happen here, and I think I got it figured out. Like, let's say you want to reorganize the cabinets in your kitchen, all the stuff that you have packed inside your cabinets or your closet or whatever. To really do it right, you got to take everything off the shelves. You got to lay it all over the countertops and make a heck of a mess. Then you can look at it, then you can figure out how you want to put it back together to be more effective, more efficient, better, etc. That's kind of what we're going to really be doing, especially over this next month. I won't mince words about this. We're going to have a tougher January here. We're going to do everything we can to not make that visible to you, the customer, not to make it your problem. I call it a duck on a pond. If you look at that duck on the surface of the water, it is just smooth sailing, right? But if you look underneath the water, their little feet are just a paddling, right? Well, that's what we're going to try to be for you. We're going to try to be ducks on a pond, but inevitably we're going to have a couple splashes here and there. We're going to drop a bowl. We're going to crack something. We're going to make a mistake. We're going to slip. We're going to miss something somewhere. Like I said, your time, patience, and understanding, the more we can keep communicating with one another, whether it's through videos like this or you speaking directly to our staff, the better experience we're going to be able to provide for you. And again, normally I would never ask or say something like that, but trying to be real, trying to be reasonable, trying to set good, fair expectations going through this. There's going to be a month here where we are adjusting. We have new processes. We're bringing in new staff members. That takes time, you know. And then I think by about February, we'll pretty much have a good idea. And then I think by March, we're going to be back to that smooth sailing duck on a pond, and we're going to be doing all right there. But there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. And once again, someone's going to say, well, why would you do that? Why would you do this during that time? There's never a good time to make business process changes. But if you look at the time of year that we're doing this, like I said, if there ever was a better time, this is probably the best time, when there's, generally speaking, the lowest volume of things going on. So we can get our feet under us, we can get ourselves set, so that this spring, this summer, we can just be on the ground, and folks, we can just rock and roll for you. But in the meantime, just need you to be a little patient. Like I said, links off of videos, trying to find units on the website, stuff like that's going to be broken initially. We're making an omelet. We got to break a couple eggs first. Give us a chance to scramble it up. I think you're going to like the taste. So I guess as long as you want to keep hearing about this stuff, I'll continue to put these little transparency transition video update things out there. And in case you're wondering, like the other stuff I do, like I said, it's still just going to be me here running this channel, doing what I've been doing. The industry updates, that kind of thing, giving you pricing, availability, logistics updates, all that stuff will continue. If it's a big one like this, probably do a longer form video like this one. I've been dabbling in some shorts. I don't know that I'm really sold on that whole thing. I haven't been doing a lot of that. But you know, if it's a quick thing, I might throw it out in a shorts update, or even just a quick post on our channel, since you can do that too. But I'll keep putting this information out there. You know, like I said, as we revise the showroom floor, I want you folks to see what's happening here. I want you to continue to be involved, be a part of it, you know, understand what we have going on. And ooh. A lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions happening right now. A lot of it just sort of hit me here. I want to thank you folks. I want to thank you folks so much. Like I said, a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, a lot of things rolling through my head. You know, it's bittersweet. It's very exciting. I am so excited for what we're going to bring you. You know, Someone mentioned this morning in the comments today, and I think it really hit the nail on the head. You know, it may be the ending of one era, but the beginning of a new one. I think it could be really great if we all give it a chance together. And I want to thank you guys so much for all of the outreach and the support, not just the viewership this year, but all of the kindness, the things that people have shared, you know. I was hoping to make it through the day without ugly crying. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but you guys have been amazing. You've been so amazing. One of the first things I thought of when we started talking about this as a family is, holy cow, what's the reaction going to be with all the people online? You know, there's a certain series of thoughts and expectations that are there. And I didn't want to let you guys down. And you've made it so clear that you're here, you're in it with me. And God, I thank you so much. Didn't expect this to kind of happen here today, but we're rolling with it. Like I said, there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions happening right now, and I just cannot thank you enough for all the kind words, the support, all the nice things you've said, all the outreach, people sending me messages privately. Guys, you've really been the wind in my sails, you know, big time. And I can't wait to show you where we're going. It's going to be amazing. So, it's a big day. We got big things coming. Can't wait to see you next year. So as always, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. The story might be changing to Bish's RV, but at least, no matter what, here in this channel, we're always going to have that Haylett heart for you.